the baby is. That's one thing. Number two is that this is a call to parents to be careful. Is she a nanny in the house? Is she a gardener? Or what is her role? How does she gain access to where the mother is and the baby is? So, and what is her mission? That's the next thing. If she has succeeded, Mr. Lucky, a member of the Sharp Nation, just said that some of these stories end in a bad light. What is really her mission? What did she want to do with the baby? To kill the baby? To go and sell the baby? So these are all questions that required answer. So it is important for us to know that things like this are happening. We even have issues of baby factories. We have people who don't have baby and are looking for baby to buy at all costs. So it's a call for us to be careful, to know what to do in situations like this.
Okay, thank you very much, CEO. Mr. Jackson, can you at least throw more light and give advice to parents and how to always be cautioned when it comes to your house, not even when it comes to stealing of baby, like armed robbery and all of that. So can you say your own opinion and at least throw a little advice to our viewers out there?
All right, to me, I think everything, just like my CEO has said, everything falls back to security. For you as a parent, you have this responsibility to ensure that the safety of your children are guaranteed, because you can actually be sleeping. Okay, imagine none of them woke up around that time. It would have been a done deal. In fact, the lady would have succeeded in her mission, and then what she actually planned, it could be also influence of friends from our own peer group also. So people might also be telling her, if you can go and steal that baby, bring it to us, we'll give you so amount of money. And then, so you see, the society need to also look out for each other. We need to look out for each other and ensure that all this doesn't happen again. Because I can see maybe the lady is caught up, or maybe the situation around her also warrants that action. So let's look out for each other as well. But security is paramount in everything we do.
Okay, thank you very much, Sharp Nation, for airing your own opinion about this trend. So viewers out there, if you're watching, don't forget to also drop your comments on Facebook what you feel about this trend and all of that. So let's see what our netizens are saying about this. As Rabiu Oluwasa Shegu said, my question might annoy you, but how did she enter the room?
You see, that was the question I was asking.
Yes.
That's the question I was asking. You must talk about security. Exactly. What he's talking about there is the issue of security.
Yes.
Yes.
So let's be mindful of how we lock our door and the security around us. And Mary Ann said, how she enter the room now? Wow. Everybody's just wondering how the culprit managed to get into the house. So we don't know. At some sees the fact that I know how well or more. Okay. At Zen said, just one day I saw a lady celebrating her son's 3-year-old birthday. The sad thing was the child was kidnapped at 6 months and she hoped to reconnect back with her son. Child kidnapping is real. Exactly. At Debbie said, this is not ordinary. I feel she doesn't know anything about it. Some real witches use people, call their spirit into a house pet and uses them for their evil mission. May God allow us not the devil to use us. Amen. Okay, let's moving on to our next trend. Says woman rants about husband surprised her with 40K worth flowers, fails to provide food for the kids. Okay, thank God we have men in the house. They can be able to talk well about this. How can you not provide food for the house and you're trying to impress your lady? Okay, let's hear the story before I open the floor for discussion. A Nigerian woman has expressed her frustration online after her husband spent 40,000 on a flower delivery to her while failing to provide food for her and her children. The incident has gone viral on TikTok. Shows the woman ranting as she rejects the surprise delivery. Woman rants about husband surprise her with 40K flower. In the video, the woman's face is visible as she confronts the vendor who bought the flower to her shop. She made it clear that she will not accept the gesture, stating she could have made herself available and she should know it was a flower being delivered. I don't want flower, she said it clearly upset. What about the food for me and the kid? He didn't buy food or anything. Flowers, for what? It's semo or rice the kids will. Is it semo or rice the kids will eat? After you give 40K to deliver flour but couldn't use the money to buy rice or foodstuff for me and the kid. The vendor in response disclosed that the woman's husband has paid 40,000 for flour delivery, which further angered the woman. She rejected the flour, emphasizing that while her husband could spend on flour and had failed to provide basic necessity for the family. The post quickly gained attraction online, with many social users express their opinion in the comment section. So viewers, let's watch the video and see how the woman expressed her anger while rejecting the flowers.
I was not called earlier. So your husband told me to give you this flower.
Flower?
Yes.
What?
He said you are fasting, so you want to.
Yeah, also Jagaga be small. Abojaga be rice before. Now, Mama J.
What about the pick of freedom near me?
What if we know what else we do? Yes,
it's 40K.
40K? If you are rice, go for Ranja at a woman. And the one put in this stuff, Milataroni, buy me the mama with flower, left and go on my dying low. And you know what I'm having fruit to see, not I'm having to go Besino. No, I should go. I should about me be so bad. Me, clear, flower. One that I'm a jar or one jar or anything. One flower. For what? I mean, clear.
Okay, viewers, you've watched the video and see the woman. So don't forget to also drop your own comment about what this woman did. Was she right or was she wrong? But before then, let me open the floor. Sharp Nation crew. Let me give the floor. Let me start with my CEO in the house first. What do you have to say about this?
In economics, that's what we call scale of preference.
Okay.
When you have plenty need, you draw your scale of preference. And in the scale of preference, there's what we call basic need. Food, shelter, clothing. These three are basic needs, not flour. So if the man has not been able to provide, in fact, even the Bible says, who do not provide for his household is worse than an infidel. The man is an infidel. So how could you not provide food, basic needs for your children, and you are buying 40K flour? At least that will buy how many moodus of rice?
Exactly.
So it shows how the priority of the man is not right. So as men, as women, I know these things are both from men and women's side. You will see a lady will go and buy hair for 1.something million naira. And or iPhone. I've seen ladies buying iPhone of 800,000 and squatting in another person's room.
Wow.
So sometimes you wonder how people are not prioritized. How could you have 800,000 naira phone and you are squatting in another person? Go and see plenty of them in Abuja. You understand? Yeah. So people must understand priority. People must put their priority right. People must understand that these things, you must understand what are your priorities, and you must be able to set your priority right. It is when you set your priority right, you understand what is important per time. There are certain things that when you are not up to having it, don't. You see, one of the problems we have with a lot of people is that you want to compare yourself with others.
Exactly.
Maybe they were somewhere now arguing and somebody bought 40K flour for his own wife and order a delivery man to go and deliver it. And he too, in the quest to show off and show the people that he too, he can do it, But he doesn't know maybe that other person, he has a car for his wife, his children are going to a good school, they have food in abundance in their house.
Exactly.
So you don't need to, you are not in competition with anybody.
Yes.
If you don't have that capacity, take care of what is the basic need. Because for you not to take care of basic need and you are busy buying flour, it shows that you don't have priorities.
Exactly. All right, thank you very much to you for your own opinion. Mr. Lucky, can you also add to this? You're a man, and how would you feel if, okay, let's just put it in your shoes.
Actually,
Yes.
if I understood this story, that 40K is delivery fee.
Yes, just the delivery money.
The actual cost of that flour.
We don't even know.
We don't even know the actual cost of that flour.
Okay.
Because the delivery man may not
normal
know the price of the
In
flour.
normal sense, as a man, your first priority is your family. They are feeding, they are clothing, and they are shelter. And if you feel you want to show love to your wife by going extra, by purchasing a flour to make the season look good to her, and you cannot provide these 3 key items, I think you're wrong as a man. You're wrong. So sometimes you, like the boss said, sometimes you want to compare yourself with others, which is very, very wrong. You should always look at your income and what you can do. And your first priority is providing for your family. If you cannot provide for your family and you go the extra mile of purchase flour for your wife, I think you have done the wrong investment. Because it's an investment, but he did it in the wrong way.
Exactly. All right, thank you very much, Mr. Lucky. Let me hear from Mr. Jason.
Okay, in my own perspective, I think I'll support the man. No?
Okay.
I'll support the man. Let me be sincere. Now, it could be that his friend actually purchased everything and then paid for the delivery. But then the woman doesn't know that it was his friend that bought it. Now, you know, my CEO has this habit, when you go out with him, anything he eats, you will eat the same thing. He doesn't have that segregation that, I know you are my staff, so you should eat lesser than me. No, anything you want to eat, eat.
Yes.
So imagine you saw me making video, eating chicken, eating this thing, and then drinking. So you now come and say, so your salary now you're using it to eat all these things. And you don't know, you didn't actually ask question.
Yes.
Whether it was who bought the things for me. So, but then I think if he actually used his money to buy it, it's wrong. But then if it's someone that bought it for him and then he decided, okay, I think my wife deserves this thing, then he gave the wife's address, is good. But then if someone actually advised him to use his own pocket money to do that, while his house, everybody's on, they're almost dying of hunger there, then he's wrong. Yes, so that's my own view about it.
Okay, thank you very much, Sharp Nation, for airing us your own opinion. All right, viewers, you've heard from my guests in the house. As a man, you know what to do. Like, they shouldn't be telling you, do this, do that, do that. You know you don't have food in the house and you're paying 40,000 naira delivery. Okay, let's see what our netizens are saying about this. At Abby_me_Shola said, her husband will never do this again. Just appreciate and call him later and said, you guys need food stuff. Okay. At Gimini said, you're not supposed to tell her the price.
That's the delivery guy.
Yes.
Because that anger had the mom.
At Perfume Vendor in Lagos said, what happened to food tray or a basket of fruits? Talk.
But you know something. This is common with women. Whenever you buy something for a woman and you give her the price, she would definitely, even if she likes that thing and the price is very high, she would definitely kink against it.
Me now, let me. I have experience in this more than all of you. I don't buy things for my wife. I give her the money. And she preferred it.
Yes.
So, because why did I do that? Anytime I go and buy something and bring, she say, they have cheated you. She said, they have cheated you. This thing in market is like this. You understand?
Yes,
sometimes she can go and buy it more expensive, but as long as I'm the one that bought it, so I now decided, okay, if that's the case, take the money. So I give her the money. If the money is 20,000, sometimes I make it double, 40,000. So no problem, no fight, nothing. There is peace.
We are good.
So sometimes actually women are like that. So what? And if I needed to do anything, if he asks me how much did you buy this, I would say it's not your problem. So to avoid issue of they have cheated you. So because as a man, there are certain times that you just see something and you just feel like buying it, taking it home. So what I do in those situations where I decide, maybe I entered a supermarket, I saw something and I bought for either the children or I bought for her or I bought for the house. So in that case, when I get to the house, anybody that asks me for the price, I will not tell them. To avoid the situation of saying they cheated me or it's too expensive, like that. So actually what you say is correct. Women have that habit of always thinking as if they're the one that know. I know me. Maybe because of my busy nature. I don't even go to the market. I prefer going to supermarket where this is the price and I pay for it. Because if I go to the market, for instance, with my wife, because of maybe 100 naira discount, we could go to about 4-5 shops. Pricing. And eventually, for me as an accountant, I look at value of money. My time is money.
Exactly.
If I need to go and negotiate something, then it should be something of value. Something I will get good discount. But for me to go around the market and negotiating for something that eventually I'm going to get 100 naira discount, it doesn't worth it. It doesn't worth the time. It doesn't worth the energy. It doesn't worth the strength, the stress.
Yes. So you're saying this because you're a CEO.
It's not like that.
It's like this that we can't talk like that. All right. Also, our next netizen said, "Die yourself." But let's not lie. She's honest. Food stuff no day na flour you dey bring. Okay. Food vendor in Oyo Ekiti said, "Tell her the price only triggered her the more. Abeg, prices should be confidential in cases like that. Her reason for rejecting the flour valid, but the refund." Okay, viewers, don't forget to always drop your comments and let's hear your own opinion about what you think about this trend. Keep watching SUMTV. You can also, there will be a number display on our screen. You can also call to air out your own opinion about this. But moving on to our last but not the least trend. Says Nigerian soldier vows to use salary to support Pella. He says he will call his mom if funds runs out. Okay, let's get to understand this trend and watch the video before we say any other thing. A Nigerian soldier has vowed to use his salary to support popular TikToker Pella, adding that if his funds runs out of cash, he could call his mother for financial help. This promise was shared in a viral post on TikTok, while the soldier expressed his intention to financially back Bella with his earning. He further stated that he could exhaust his fund in the process. He could reach out to his mother for assistance. In his words, "My salary to support Pella. If I'm out of cash, I will call my mom." When asked about his salary, the soldier declined to disclose the amount, explaining that discussing could potentially jeopardize his job. His statement sparked a wave reaction in the comment section, where many individuals shared their opinion on what he said. So viewers, let's watch the video and see how the soldier was expressing himself.
My salary to support Pella. If I am out of cash, if I need money, I will call my mom.
How much is your salary?
Actually, that is not a thing to talk about, but I know it's not up to your subscription amount, but it's just something camouflaged and not much. You know how the country is now. It may affect my work. It may cost my work. It may cost me my work.
Okay.
not up to subscription. Or, let it just be. But I'm going to support him. Even with the last savings I have, with I recently broke my phone recently on an ambush. I've saved some money to get it repaired, but I'm going to add the money, my salary, to support.
All right, viewers, we've heard from the horse's mouth. So let me open the floor for my guests in the building to air out their own opinion about this. Let me start with Mr. Lucky by my left-hand side. What do you have to say about this that he's willing to sacrifice his salary for just the content creator online he just met?
Ella is not just a content creator.
Okay.
If you are active on
Social
TikTok,
media.
you believe with me that Ella, as of Nigeria, as a setting, Ella rule TikTok in Nigeria.
Okay.
Because we have big celebrities like Davido, Whiskey. They want to be on Pella's live. And I have seen so many videos whereby Pella will offer a lady 2 million, 1 million for a follow. The lady will say it's better he follow her back than that money. That's what is happening on TikTok. You will say, I will give you 1 million naira or follow you back. The lady will say, follow me back is better. So I don't actually know how this TikTok works. But somebody told me one time that if Pella follows you back, your own don't better for TikTok.
Okay.
Because at that moment your video will start going viral. Even if what you're doing is not even educative, it's just comedy, it will start going viral. Now we have so many examples. This lady, this Jarvis, when she came on board, she started doing video on TikTok. Immediately they started exchanging interaction with Bella. Immediately she blew. Immediately her followers increased.
Okay.
The same thing with Davido. The first day Davido had live with Bella on TikTok. Before you know it, it has
gone viral.
Davido had become very viral on TikTok.
Okay.
So, and I noticed something with our men in front. Most of the time, if they don't have anything doing, they do a lot of TikTok videos. If you are on TikTok, you see a lot of personnel doing TikTok.
Yeah.
So many people will not understand what this guy is saying. But if you're on TikTok, you understand that the guy is trying to draw the attention of Bella. If Bella can come and invite me for his life, I know that I will get a lot of attention.
Yes.
I think that was what the guy is looking for. He's looking for Bella's attention.
Exactly.
And then if he can get that attention, his account will also grow very well.